Hi there. I want to talk today a little bit about what most motivates me working with people and what I've learned over the time, nearly 30 years I think now, of practicing as a psychotherapist. And as I said in my writing, which you may read on the website, I've moved away from more what I call instrumental or an interventionist approach to working with people, techniques and approaches that require the person to do something, and much more to where I feel I'm following, where I'm trying to keep an open mind and be patient and understand a bit about what really makes them tick. You know, I was reading an article the other day about Agatha Christie and why she was such a popular and enduring writer. Apparently she's been in print continuously for over 50 years. And one of the things that she said apparently about people and presumably her characters, and she was apparently a great character creator, depth of character, was that in her view, everybody had an essence. Everybody had an essence about themselves, and most of us didn't know the essence. Most of us didn't really understand who we really were inside. I thought that was a fascinating observation by obviously an extremely able observer of life. And that's really been my experience, and what's in a way both troubling and interesting to me about that is I'm still discovering my essence, which changes, as we know, through the years and through dreams and conversations with colleagues and my supervisors and before that my therapists. Discovering the essence or the core of who we are is an ongoing process. And I liken a therapy session to putting myself in what Mendel calls the sentient realm, which is really a place of, as I said before, I think patience and not knowing what's going to happen and waiting. And there's a famous line from a W.B. Yeats's poem, The Second Coming, which talks about a wild beast slouching slowly towards Bethlehem to be born. It's a very strange image. The beast is a lion and a man, essentially the Sphinx. And Bethlehem has obvious connotations. But what people have talked about that poem is that patterns emerge within us, ideas and images and identities even emerge within us that if we're patient and supported, we can unfold and start to live in our lives. And that's very much the case in my experience in psychotherapy, that we're looking for those identities within us. Parts of us that we sort of know, that we sometimes dream about, that our friends perhaps know, but we don't really know, and even more tellingly, we don't really live. So the idea of slouching, which I think is a great word for any activity, because it implies not so much the upstanding, bright, cheerful marching towards some known goal, which is fine. But my experience, that's not really what human beings do in their lives. They sort of muddle through. But the business of moving towards a place to be born within us is, to me, one of the most exciting and amazing processes, actually, to be witness to and feel very grateful that I am. And another image that comes to mind is, I don't know, many years ago books were produced, I think they were called Magic Eye paintings, and they were very colourful images that you stared at with a defocused glaze, and if you're lucky, you would see, once again, a shimmering pattern emerge from all that hazy colour. And the pattern wasn't just a pattern, it seemed to have depth. And I was just very struck by how that's also a metaphor for therapy. That if we sit patiently with a defocused gaze, we'll start to see a shimmering, three-dimensional image appear as if by magic. And that particularly in a therapy setting, that image has tremendous power. It's part of who we are, it's our identity, and it's one of the things I most love about doing therapy. So that's probably enough for me for now. I might make some other videos about some other aspects of my work that I find interesting, but good to meet you, and if we run across each other in the human world, I'll look forward to it. Bye for now.